If you have been with me in the first few minutes of my broadcast, you realize I am having all kinds of tech gremlins today. I just need to put everything away, go away. I luckily have dinner tonight, so I don't have to mess with technology. So I'm going to vamp a little bit while we're waiting on folks to rejoin. Hopefully you can see me this time and not just hear me. Coopedup.com is my website. You can visit that at any time. I'm Cooped Up as my handle on all the social places. Would love a follow. If you're on Instagram in particular, and wherever you watch or listen to this, be sure to click on the bell, subscribe button, whatever it is called, so that you do not miss a minute of it. Hey, Mom, again, can you see me now? Please say you can see me now. And as always, there's about a 20-second delay between the time you make the comments and I see them. It's not really live. The words come out of my mouth about 20 seconds before you hear them. Still just a rainbow background, Mom. I do not know what is going on today. Okay. Well, y'all might just have to listen to me and then I'll just go in and delete this version of it. So I made the joke earlier at work today that my VCR is flashing 12 o'clock. And I'm the only person in my office who got that joke. Because, and it's probably not even a great joke to begin with, but I remember as a kid, the VCR always flashing 12 o'clock because no one knew how to set the time on the damn VCR. And if we ever lost power, it just went back to 12 o'clock also. That has been my day. I should type a word if you need to be rescued. Mon is saying. Can you see the comments at least? Yes, and it's okay. We can hear you. Thank you. This is what I don't understand. Maybe I can share. I don't even know what to do, y'all. It is can see, but we know what you look like unless someone hasn't watched in a while. They might know that you've lost 30 pounds. Yes, closer to 35. Well, not right now because of vacation, but yes. And Eric, you're going to work on that this evening, I suspect. We're going to dinner for Eric's birthday. Happy birthday, Eric. I love having you as an older friend. I love knowing that for 6 months of the year, you are a year older than I am. I mean, you're always 6 months older than I am, but yes. Yes. Anyway, and everyone is chiming in. Happy birthday, Eric. Yes. It was a great photo I found of us, by the way, to post today. I am that good of a friend. When I post a photo of me with somebody else, I make sure I look damn good. That's just a given. But when, and I'm like leaning into the camera here, like you can see me and all that kind of stuff. Whatever. But I make sure I look damn good in the photo. But when I post it with a friend, I try to make sure they look damn good too. And I think today's photo was a success. It was from Black Tie Dinner, God knows how many years ago. We were both younger and thinner. It was not like a realtor photo where it's from like 20 years ago. And it was definitely not like, it wasn't an Elizabeth Taylor, like Vaseline on the lens, grass cloth, poke your eye out and put your hand in front of the other photo. But yes, anyway. But so this camera thing that's going on right now, par for a different computer even. I'm not even in the same building I was having problems with earlier. At my office today, I had 2 different conference calls today on various, one was on WebEx, one was on Google Meet, and could not get the camera. We have this fancy dancy camera in my office. It's called a Meeting Owl. It usually works perfectly, but I got a new computer over the weekend at my office, a new laptop. Best Buy was having a big sale. And we needed to upgrade because the last one was kind of, the hamsters that run inside it were getting a little tired, a little arthritic, a little geriatric. And so got a new computer. And, when you get a new computer, you start it every time you open a new app, every time you try to do something new. It has to ask you 50,000 times if you're okay with it accessing your microphone, if you're okay with it accessing your camera, if you accept the cookies, all of the things, right? And so there's that already, just being so annoying. And then plug in the Meeting Owl, which usually is like plug and play, works so well. You're probably all going to see a million ads for it now. It's called the Meeting Owl, where it's just beautiful. Everyone is in like one frame, but then it zooms in on the people as they talk. It's like genius. But could not get the camera part to come on. Got the audio part to come on. Did everything. Uninstall the app, reinstall the app, all of that kind of stuff. Finally, I just unplugged the damn thing, left it unplugged for about 10 seconds and plugged it back in. It worked. Maybe that's what I need to do today. I will be sending a tersely worded letter to the Melon app folks about this, because I have noticed that the background has been sticking more and more, like for the first few seconds, and it's getting worse and worse, and they've got a problem. And I don't know. They say it's my computer. I don't believe them because I've refreshed all of the stuff. So anyway, but then, so one of the things also that I have been researching is so first of all, I am a very tech savvy person. I'm just going to go there. I am an early adopter with tech. I don't have FOMO at all, but I do like new technology. I love change. I love it when new things come out, new ways of doing things. I love new apps. I love trying new ways to track things. I've used every possible like to-do list app there is to combat my terrible ADHD, all of that, right? And so, and again, if you're just joining, I can't get the fucking camera to work on this app today for some reason. So this is an audio version. Enjoy the beautiful rainbow background if you are watching on video. But so I'm an early adopter. I'm a tech savvy person. I'm normally the person who gets called to fix things. I am the designated IT person for the Koch family, extended Koch family. Only recently, once Nina got married to Peter, who is actually like an airline mechanic and a pilot and a tech savvy guy, he's taken over for setting up like all their Wi-Fi and everything at the house in North Carolina. But I was in charge of all of that for years. So anyway, so it's frustrating to me. It makes me feel very old. It makes me feel infirm. And that honestly is the thing about getting older that is fucking me up the most. Is I don't mind telling people that I'm going to be 50 next year, because I've already gone to that. Because technically I will be 50. I will turn 50 in 2024. I got to turn 49 first. But I will turn 50 next year. I don't mind turning 50. I wish the camera were on, because then I could show you this is not what 50 looks like. Usually when I tell people I'm pushing 50, they're like, damn, I was still getting ID'd for booze like a couple of years ago, like right before, in the end of the before times, before the pandemic. So I have no problem with that. I'm healthier than I have been in ages. I've got some arthritis, like arthritic fingers and stuff that are getting a little bit worse, but no pain, just mobility kind of stuff. But it's the technology stuff that bothers me, that I just cannot figure things out, that I have to like get a kid. The wonderful thing about having teenagers is they can figure it out, although they are very, very prone to just mashing buttons, and that drives me insane also. So anyway, so the fact that all of this technology is not working in my life is driving me insane. And that is my greatest fear of aging. Again, it is being out of touch with popular culture. Like, I don't need to know who every rapper is. I don't need to know what every movie is and all that kind of stuff, but just generally how society works. I worry about that, and I worry about like technology, like falling behind. And you can't fall behind if you don't let yourself get behind. But that's my worry right there. So anyway, on that note, I wanted to spend a great part of today actually researching the latest technology for my business and for other things. But I was scared to do it because of all of the gremlins in the thing. So I am fascinated with the potential of artificial intelligence, AI, ChatGPT. Google rolled out theirs called Bard today. So all of these, they're all racing to come up with this way to use artificial intelligence to help with writing, to help with mundane tasks, reporting, stuff like that. And I'm very, very interested in how I can use that in my business to just streamline things, take away the things that nobody wants to do in the first place. Reporting is super important, but nobody likes doing it because it's mundane. And so I see great hope in that part of it. But then I'm also terrified. Like, today would be the day for it to take over my life and just say, ha ha, I'm going to lock you in your house. You're never coming out again. It would be it's a movie that I actually like a lot. It's Will Smith. It is, I Am Legend. I Am Legend is the apocalyptic one, which I also do like as well. It's the one where the artificial intelligence like is designed to keep people from hurting each other, and the only way it can figure out to do that is to trap everybody in their houses. Yes, that's the movie. I'm worried about that. So that has me terrified. Kind of a war games kind of situation where everything is so perfectly calculated that there's no winners anymore. There's no mistakes made. Yeah. So Matt Jacob is saying it's scary that you're the family's head bitch in charge. I know. I've always been. It is challenging me today. This is it. And I got a smart lock on my house. That shit better not start breaking my car. Like I'm just, yeah, I'm done. I'm done. Going to dinner at 6:30. So it means I have to start getting ready at 5:45. Leave the house by like 6:10, 6:15, and then going to dinner. No technology other than maybe looking at my phone to pull up something that I want to gossip about and make fun of with my dear beloved Eric, whose birthday it is today again. Anyway, and then the other thing is there was a technology thing, and I don't know why I'm even talking about all this today, but there's this app that I am getting a lot, or a service. I don't know if it's a service or an app, but it's called Motion, and I'm getting a lot of ads for it. It looks fascinating for me. So my search engine ads have definitely figured out that I'm ADHD recently, because I'm getting all of the recommendations for all of the different services and stuff that help you like cope with life. And there's this one called Motion that is particularly interesting to me because you connect it to like your inbox and your to-do list. You connect it to all these different things that you have already in place. And then it helps you slot them into your day. So instead of it being a to-do list, it just builds this calendar for you saying at 10 o'clock today, you need to write that press release. And if you don't get around to it or whatever, you can just say, didn't get to it. And it just kind of finds another place. It moves stuff around. So Aaron, yes. Aaron saying, let's all gather around the radio for the Cooped Up program, children. Yes. This is the old-timey episode. You can't see me doing an old-timey dance. I don't know why I keep doing stuff for y'all to see. But yes, I wonder if Cooper has red hair in his shorts. Exactly. I'm back now? I'm here? Did I just come on? Thank God I wasn't picking my nose. Yes. Okay, you can see me now. Eric, all it took is your smart-ass comments, your magically smart-ass comments to make all this work. So, by the way, Aaron, did you close on your house? Are you moving? What's the deal with that? I know I saw something about that. I may or may not have gotten some texts and messages from people asking if you had gotten engaged. Was there something about that too? And then you took down the post. So I don't know. You may have to text me on the back end about that. But bitches want to know. And you close tomorrow. Well, okay, what a fucking red letter week this is. Eric's birthday, and then you close on a house. Love it. So anyway, back to this Motion app. So this Motion app uses AI, and it builds a calendar for you, and it just kind of prompts you in, hey, don't forget you need to do this, and here's a little slot that would be perfect for it, that kind of thing. So I'm curious to know if anyone uses that sort of thing, especially if you had a good experience with it. So what else do I have on my list? We watched a documentary this weekend, and it's not a new documentary, I'm pretty sure. It's called Goodnight Oppie, and it is on Amazon, and it's an original Amazon original. And it is about Opportunity and Spirit, I believe is the other one's name. The rovers that we sent up to Mars like 16, 17, 20 years ago. You know, those first two rovers, little cutie pie rovers that we sent up originally, which, by the way, we are the biggest polluters of Mars at this point. I don't know how we probably have 3 or 4 rovers up there now. The balloons that they came in on, the parachutes that they came in on, all of that kind of stuff. So, yeah, Monica's saying start over. Now we can see you. I should just play the audio part, but or maybe should I just turn my camera off now and we'll just continue the old-timey radio version? Anyway, this Goodnight Oppie thing. So it is about the rovers and about how they were only supposed to last 90 days. And one of them lasted a few years, and the other one lasted like 20 years, 16 years, something crazy like that. And isn't that bonkers that something was only supposed to last 90 days and it lasted just like longer than my children have been alive? It was good. At first, when they were talking about it, and it's all like fake images. The humans are real, but all the space stuff is all fabricated. And that kind of bothered me at first, but then I got used to it. They have created like these personality, like they've personified them a little bit, made you like feel warm and fuzzies about these robots. They make you feel like one is a total slacker loser, that's Spirit, and then Oppie is the good one, Opportunity. And it is good, but there were a couple of things about it. Chime in if you've seen this documentary. So it is narrated by Angela Bassett, who I adore. I think she is great. I'm glad that she got the nomination for the Academy Award for Wakanda Forever. I still have not seen it, and I want to so badly because I love the Black Panther movies, or Black Panther movie that I've seen. I haven't seen Wakanda Forever yet, but she narrates this thing, but the narration bothered me so much because instead of it just being Angela Lansbury, or not Angela Lansbury, very different person, Angela Bassett. Could I have not made a worse comparison between Angela Lansbury and Angela Bassett? Like, I don't think there's more polar opposites, other than I'm sure they're both lovely people. But Angela Bassett's narrating it, but she's so overly narrating it. She is trying to have the gravitas of Maya Angelou and Morgan Freeman and all of them, everything. And it's, instead of it just sounding, because Morgan Freeman talks like that, so it makes sense. Maya Angelou talked like that, so it made sense. Angela Bassett almost is there and talking like that, but she didn't have to try so hard. Yes, I am old. Talking about Angela Lansbury. Yes. You want to watch some Bedknobs and Broomsticks? I loved that movie when I was a kid. I have not made the kids watch that movie. That's a good movie to force them to watch. I think it holds up. I'm pretty sure it does. But anyway, good night, Oppie. It's worth the time. You see a bunch of nerds. None of them have any hair conditioner in their hair. Vidal Sassoon needs to sponsor NASA if they're going to make another movie, another documentary. It also makes you realize how many people are paid to work at NASA. Like, no wonder everything is so fucking expensive. They have like an engineer for the right tire, front tire. They have an engineer for the left front tire. They have an engineer for the middle back tire. Like, all these things. So anyway, but worth it. And then completely opposite of technology, I bought roller derby. We're going to a roller derby. Claire bought roller blades with her birthday money. Again, she got like $475 for her birthday. She didn't ask for any gifts. She only wanted cash so that she could buy what she wanted, which I'm there for that. And it added up fast. And so we went to Dick's, and they didn't have hardly anything there, and it was really expensive. It's a very nice store, though. And then we went to Academy, and she got some rollerblades. She wanted roller skates, and then she saw them, and they were too juvenile, so she got rollerblades instead. I've been calling her Tootie for the last couple of days because the kids are still on spring break this week, and because she is in them in the house constantly right now, and it was raining today, so but Tootie has been all over the place. But it got me thinking about roller derby. And I'm like, that is something that I have. That is like a bucket list thing that I've always wanted to go see, is a roller derby. And so finally I was like, let's look up and see if they have one. And it just happens that there is a what's their name? Dallas Derby Devils is the name of it. Although they play out in like North Richland Hills. They're not even in Dallas, but Dallas Derby Devils. And they have a tournament coming up called the Clover Tourney or something like that. And it's a 3-day affair. We're only going on Saturday. You can buy tickets for all 3 days or just one day. And it's like $25 a person for one day. And we're going to go out there and see it. And it's, I don't know if it's all female or male. I actually did not research it in any way, shape, or form other than to see that they were doing it. But I'm fascinated with it because I love. It's really weird. I like really violent sports. Like I love hockey. Hockey, I will tell you, hockey is probably my favorite sport to watch live. I love it so much. And it's not super complicated. And before Todd, I dated this guy who had bought like ice rink side. It was like right next to the penalty box, like 4 rows in from the ice. It was so engaging and fun. And it was so long ago, it was at Reunion Arena. It wasn't even, American Airlines Center did not even exist yet. So, Tootie, did you have to show Claire a picture of Kim Fields? Yeah, I've not yet. I actually forgot to, I need to do that. You know, Mrs. Garrett? I have been saying that. You know, Mrs. Garrett? Yes. So, maybe it'll give Claire some ideas. Maybe we have a future roller derby champion on our hands. So, and then the other thing I actually have 2 more topics on my list, but one of them, so the next 2 topics are going to sound like I'm being ranty, and I'm not intending to be ranty. It's just both things kind of are just like, what the fuck, right? What the deck, as this episode is titled. So one of them is I saw an article about a study that came out, a report. I can't speak to the quality of the report. I don't know. It was by some insurance company that they polled a shit ton of Gen Z and millennials. I'm looking at my other screen here because I actually have it pulled up here. I was going to share it with y'all, but I'm terrified to touch anything. So I'm leaving things as they are right now. But the report says that 63% of Gen Zers and millennials are burned out by adulthood. And they don't feel like they know how to be adults. Like they don't feel, the actual thing is 63%. It's actually 57%. 63% feel burned out, but 57% feel that they're not adulting correctly, right? And by the way, the range of the oldest millennial is 42. So just on my heels, nipping at my heels. And the oldest Gen Zer is now 26, right? And that's how old I was when I started my business also. But so this great range of people, and I don't think my kids are Gen Z, right? They're whatever comes after that. Was it didn't they start over again in like Gen Alpha or something like that? Anyway, so they surveyed these people and they found that these kids were worried that they were not adulting right, that they don't know how to do common adulting tasks and that sort of thing. And these kids were like freaked out about it, right? But then I started reading these things. And so, like, these kids are worried, and I say kids, again, the oldest one is just like 6 years younger than I am. They're worried that they don't know how to change the oil in their car. And for some reason, there's a lot of them about cars. They don't know how to change the oil in the car. 63% of them, it freaks them out that they don't know how to change the oil in a car. Do you? I've done it before because, again, I was raised country and I learned to drive on a tractor and all that kind of stuff. So I know a lot of these things. I could saddle a horse, probably, maybe not from memory anymore, but I would be comfortable enough doing it. I've changed the water pump in a car before. I have helped my dad with mechanic kind of stuff, all of that kind of stuff. So 63% are freaked out that they don't know how to change the oil. 48% are freaked out that they don't know how to change a tire. What else was there? There was a couple of others. There was 22% are freaked out that they don't know how to file their taxes. It's like 22% are freaked out that they don't know how to jumpstart a car. These types of things. And I'm reading this and it is bothering me though, because it's like, these are not, so if it is important, I'm not saying everyone needs to know these. If you don't know how to do it, just at least know how to find someone who knows how to do it. Have a AAA membership. Last time I needed my oil change, I just took it to the oil change place. When I needed a tire change, I called AAA. When I did all of this, and they don't know how to talk on the phone either. So true. Or they're just terrified of it, right? And so, and Eric's saying, good God, I mastered being an adult when I was 17. Didn't have much choice. I couldn't give a shit about fixing a car. Yes, exactly. And I was poor. I had to fix things on my own too when I was just right out of college. Because you know what? You're supposed to be poor when you graduate college. And for the few years, it's not supposed to be easy. You're not supposed to be in a luxury apartment. All that kind of stuff. Some of them were freaked out. They didn't know how to write a check. They don't know how to sew up a buttonhole or a hole, not a buttonhole. They don't know how to sew up a hole like in their clothes, right? That sort of thing. I'm like, these are things that if it is important to you to learn these things, it's not hard to figure out how to do it. Watch a fucking YouTube video. It'll show you how to write a check. Watch a YouTube video. It'll show you generally how to change a tire. Or just know who to call. Again, know who to call. But maybe, is there a business opportunity? Is that like Adulting Academy that you can, just like a multi-course, a multi-session course on adulting to make these kids feel better about life? Like that is what is like, that was the part that just got to me. I was like, it's not like I don't know how to do brain surgery, or it's I don't know how to ski a black diamond. I don't know either. I don't know how to fly a helicopter. Who does? Hardly anybody, right? It's like super basic things. And again, I'm not shaming them for not knowing how to write a check. I'm not shaming them for not knowing how to change the oil or how to change a tire or anything like that. I don't want to do it either. I don't want to do it, so I don't do it. So it's okay if you don't know how to do it. But don't beat yourself up about not knowing how to do it when it's super easy to learn how to do it, right? So, yeah, so will Hold. Do they live on Little House on the Prairie? Shockingly, I sew up things more often. Of the list of all of those things, I probably sew up more holes than I write checks on a regular basis. 12% don't know how to iron clothes. Again, just get some. I haven't ironed. Couldn't tell you the last time I ironed anything, and I don't get things ironed for me. I have, what is it? The spray Downy Wrinkle Releaser works miracles. You just hose your clothes down with it. I keep a small one in my suitcase and a big one in my closet. And you just, if your clothes are a little wrinkly, you just spray them, tug on them, rub them with your hands, and the wrinkles just fall out. Shazam, right? And Monica says that their school, Snook ISD, is that the one, has Adulting 101. Several people come to the school, including Mike, to teach basic card things in banking. That's smart. Eric could teach a class on how to write a check and how to write your name in cursive. Yes. So Claire knows cursive because when you are learning how to read and you are having issues with dyslexia, they actually teach you to write in cursive because for some reason, and it connects the letters better for you when they're in cursive. So Claire can write cursive. Mason cannot, I don't believe. And I don't even know if Mason can read cursive, honestly. So, and Beth is, hey, Beth. Some public schools in Austin have Adulting 101 things. So, but I'm surprised the YouTube generation is stressed about this. I agree. Like that was so weird to me about that. So anyway, it's not hard to learn to do these things though, if it is important to you. And again, I am not saying that you need to do them. I'm saying if you feel that that is an important skill set for you as a person, do it. Also, stop. No good comes from should. I say it every time. Don't should yourself to death. If you don't know, no one should know how to write a check necessarily if we're in a society where you never write one. It's okay. And there's people you phone a friend. Unfortunately, most of these kids don't have a friend they can phone. One, they don't know how to use the phone. And two, they're all on the same boat also. Because again, Gen Z, I don't know how young that goes, but the oldest one is 26 and the oldest millennial is 42. Is that what I said? Something like that. So that's a big ass range of people. Anyway. And then the other thing, you know what? I'm gonna address it tomorrow because I'm running out of time. I even put a nice circle around it that you can see on camera. Eric saying something came up at school today that I showed the kids how to use a checkbook register. They were fascinated. Oh, girl, I have not even used a checkbook register in forever either. So I do write maybe one check a month because I have to. I have a couple of LLCs set up for different things, and like I have one that owns the building, and my business was a tenant of it, and so my business had to write a check to the LLC, and it was a lot easier than just if I just transferred it, then it didn't look arm's length enough. So if I wrote a check, it did, even though my name is on the signature line and on the back of it. But anyway, so I would write a check for that, but I don't even keep those. Well, you know what? For business checks, I do keep it in the like sort of in the register because I need to be able to tell my financial person what the check category was for in case I need to refer back to it. But personal wise, like the few times that we write checks, I just look online and see, okay, and then Frost Bank has a place where you can write a memo in it. And I just write in the memo online because I check my online banking at least once a day. So Beth, the research department, thank you. This just in. Born 1997. So the kids are Gen Z. Born 1997 to 2000. Oh, no. 2013. Really? Huh, that is a really, really big range. What is that? How many years is that? Oh, I guess that's like 15, 16 years. That makes sense. So my kids are just, they're very young Gen Zers. How about that? So, what else you got? Anything you wanted to comment on? Let me look through the comments, make sure I didn't miss anything. Sorry about the technological gremlins at the top of the show. Thanks, Aaron, for your smart-ass comment that somehow kicked it into gear. Oh, and you are not engaged. Eric is not engaged. A friend who got married tagged him in a story thanking her for the gift, or thanking you for the gift, I assume is what you meant there. And some people thought that you got engaged. Okay, that makes sense. So, alrighty. And again, it is Eric's birthday. Yes, let's clear up the rumor that I'm not. Thank you. Yes, I would. I didn't see that you had made that comment yet, but yes, let's clear up that rumor. Yes. Eric uses duplicate checks. I haven't used a check register since he and Mark have been together, and that's quite a while. Couldn't afford duplicate checks before then. Yeah, that's funny. Duplicate checks. Does it still have like the carbon paper in between, or is the paper now somehow pressure sensitive? I'm curious about that. Gen Alpha is who comes after my kids. So my kids are the very youngest of the Gen Zers by a couple of years, and then Gen Alpha is coming up behind them already. And again, happy birthday to Eric. I will give you a big hug and a kiss later tonight when I see you at dinner. And I guess that's it. Again, whew, what a day, what a day. And the duplicate is pressure sensitive. Inquiring minds wanted to know. Thank you. I'm not going to have a drink beforehand because it's happened twice now when I pregame before something. Something with my medicine interacts with it, and then I end up getting like disgustingly drunk, and I don't want to do that, especially in front of your husband who already thinks that you and I both have drinking problems anyway. So and Eric says thank you for all the birthday wishes. Wonderful. So alrighty, well with that, I'm gonna say bye. I love you. It's important to know you are loved. I love that you watched this. Thank you so much. What comes after that? My brain is mush. I've also been up since 5:30 this morning, which is very early for me. Don't should yourself to death. No good comes from should. And I will see you most likely tomorrow at 4:30 for another episode of Cooped Up Live. Should I say? Talk to you later. Bye. And hopefully this works. Shutting it down. Bye. Bye. Bye.